Welcome back to Edgework, part of the Hammer Betting Network, presented by FanDuel. I'm Zack Phillips, joined by Alex Moretto and So Money here today to help break down tonight's games, give out best bets, answer questions from the chat. But before we get into anything, before we run down what went wrong for So Money in yesterday's head-to-heads and why he contemplated retirement here this morning, you guys know what hockey season is in full swing. With FanDuel, you can turn a little hunch into a true power play. FanDuel has the hottest same-game parlays found on the Parlay Hub. Lace them up and follow your bets to player prop tracking or bet on the fly with the Pulse. Make every NHL watching experience more with FanDuel, North America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers kick off the season with $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Just place any $5 bet. You'll get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Please play responsibly. You must be 18 plus, physically located in Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-866-531-2600. That's 1-866-531-2600. Or visit connectsontario.ca. So Money. I teased it there, but 0-2 against Albert yesterday. Was that the lowest point of the year for you?
Yeah, pretty much. That was tough, and both of those games were pretty rough in the way that the things happened. Hellebuck, some of those goals he gave up were very uncharacteristic, let's just say. And then when that empty netter went in that Vegas game, that was a little bit tough to take. But credit to Albert, I will get him eventually. But for now, he can enjoy his 2-0 against me right now.
Yeah, there you go. Connor says So Money deserved 2-0. I think that's fair. I think Moretto agrees with that as well.
Yeah. I had some of that Ducks Jets under as well. I didn't have anything in that Flyers game, but I did have the Ducks Jets under. And Hellebuck is an absolute scumbag last night. What a just terrible game from him. Did not feel like that deserved to go over, but here we are. Thank God Albert's not on the show today. Rangers win, and oh my, just like
yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, it would have been a nightmare day for us on the show. But thankfully, at least yesterday for show best bets, we went 3-2 there. We win Canucks money line, Red Wings money line, and Hurricanes money line. The ones that we lose are Flames money line against Utah and Bruins money line against the Rangers there. But 3-2 up on the day there. Yesterday we go up 1.16 units. So all in all, I think we're okay. Yesterday it's a wash, So Money, I think, just based on the fact that the show came out on top there. You know, the one that lost there, the Bruins one, was a double best bet as well, and the Flames, it was on Albert. So other than that, like, you had a good day, So Money.
Yeah, it was it's more important that the show did well, so I will take solace in that. And I can live with the 0-2 against Albert right now because I know that'll get him long term, but it's more important.
No, the problem you have though is that he has to accept them now, because now going forward he's holding 2-0 and he's gonna be like, oh, I don't know if I want a head to head.
Now he's gonna be like, I agree with that play too. And there's just gonna be no more disagreements, so we can avoid any discussion of future head to heads.
Yeah, that's true. He'll be dancing around in the ring.
Yeah, I honestly was stunned. I was stunned with the disagreeing yesterday. I don't know what came over him. Maybe 2025 is the year of Albert confidence. I don't know. That was
we gave him shit on the show, So Money. We told him you got to be more confident. Maybe that was it. Maybe it started right there.
It's fine.
Yeah. We're building him into a man day by day. All right, let's go. 5 games here today on the schedule. We'll go through each one of the games. We'll answer your questions in the chat. We'll get to an anytime goal score parlay at the end here. Let's start, though, with Penguins and Panthers. Pittsburgh plus 172. Florida minus 210. 6.5 the total. Plus 110 over. Minus 134 under. Moretto, you're looking at this Penguins-Panthers game. Is there anything that's jumping out off the page to you right away?
Not really. There's literally zero discount here from... with Penguins being on, with Florida being on a back-to-back, Penguins have been like very erratic. I don't think they're going to provide much resistance here to Florida's offense. Obviously, Florida scoring has been inconsistent. They've been shut out like 4 times now in the last 10 games or something like that. Just the 1 goal last night against Carolina. But like, this should be a game where I think they can really tee off. Pittsburgh doesn't generate much against the top teams though, which is like they're definitely capable of goals in the right matchup. But if you look at like the last month when they kind of step up here against like, the likes like the Devils, the Kings, the Avs, Toronto, stuff like that, they are averaging some terrible 5-on-5 numbers in expected goals. So that's enough to kind of scare me off and over here, even with Florida's inconsistent goaltending. I just don't necessarily trust what you'll get from Pittsburgh. Florida coming off that loss, you would expect them to kind of shape up a little bit here. I do think they'll be able to score goals, but will they allow many? I don't really know. Pittsburgh wants to play tighter in these games. They just don't have the horses to. Like, they bleed chances in this spot. If we got some 6.5s, maybe there are some 6.5s flashing. Like, if this keeps running, like maybe I could be tempted into an under. But I really don't like. I honestly really don't like it. So I have nothing in this game.
So, Money, are you scared off of this one as well, or do you have any plays?
No, I will pass. I do agree for the most part with what Alex is saying. We are looking for situations to bet against Florida. We did yesterday or last night. I don't think this is a spot for that. I think that we probably see a response from the Panthers, and I don't think they played poorly last night. I thought that Carolina got a couple of lucky goals, and it's just one of those games where it was a coin flip, and we got plus money on a coin flip. That's all it came down to. I would expect Florida to do what they need to do. I don't think this is a situation where Florida lets up, and as Alex was saying, that even if Florida doesn't have everything offensively, it's still enough to beat the Penguins right now with the amount that the Penguins generally give up defensively. Even though they are making an effort to play better defensively, it's just Florida's on another level right now. So, I would have been tempted with the under even at the 6.5, but this is one of those games where if it just depends on how Florida wants to do this, right? So I will pass on it. Normally I would be more inclined towards the under, but I just don't want to bet against Florida in this situation right now.
Quickly before we move off this game, this might change your guys' opinions or your numbers. Charles brings up, it's free Coors Light night for the Panthers. Purchase ticket, you get one free Coors included. Does this change anything for you guys?
Unreal. They would never do that here. They would never do that here.
That would never happen in Canada.
Great promo.
Yeah, that is great promo.
Hopefully the players have one before the game too. This is, I mean, in the Pens, it's like beer league basically quality.
Oh no. All right, let's go. Sens Blues. Ottawa -105. The Blues -114. 5.5 total. -120 over. -102 under. So Money. The Sens -105 here on FanDuel. Are the Sens kind of sticking out to you as a team you might want to bet tonight?
Yeah. Let's unless if there's any pushback from Moretto, I think we can lock in the over. The Senators at plus money here. I know they're on a back-to-back. I know they're on the last game of a trip. All of that has been discounted into the line here. The Blues, they have been playing well, but they've been playing well against Chicago, Buffalo, Nashville, Detroit, right? So I think, and we'll probably see Binnington in goal. They are on a back-to-back, but this would be Binnington's third straight start, and he hasn't done that in a while. So I think that I would assume we'll see Binnington. Even with Binnington, I still like Ottawa at plus money, and if they decide they want to go Hofer, then it just makes the ticket that much better. So I think Ottawa's good here. Plus money. It's just too much of a discount based on where these teams are right now.
Moretto, we lock in Sens plus money here. We got them at plus 100 even money for the show tracking. You obviously didn't disagree or jump in and say you're going to go the other way on this one, but two teams you were low on to start the season, Blues and Sens. Where are you at on these guys now and where this game's currently lined at?
Yeah, so I wanted to go the other way here, but when I was looking at these games like last night, early this morning, I was hoping that Ottawa would see the money they typically somewhat see in the market, and then we would push the Blues to plus money, and then I would get on the Blues. Obviously, that has not been the case. I have no interest betting the Blues really at this number. I would have wanted something a lot better at this price. Yeah, I mean that's fair. I can see the case for Ottawa here. I don't have anything in the game, but like honestly, the Sens I don't think have been playing that great again. They've kind of dipped a little bit over this West Coast trip. Now, that being said, they found a way to win the games they're supposed to win, despite even when they're not playing all that great. The thing that scares me about them here is we're probably going to get Forsberg start. It'll be his first start in a long time. It's nothing like, obviously, they've been starting like guys I don't even like, Sogard, and then I don't even know who I don't even want to start and try and say his name right now. Albert's watching somewhere. He's going to just chime in the comments about how I can't pronounce these names. But like this will be his first start in a month. And he was kind of trending down before getting hurt. First game back after a long layoff is always kind of tough for a goalie. We've seen some guys really struggle in this spot this year. So yeah, I do think the Blues would have been, a nice bet at plus money. We're never going to get that at this point. So that it is what it is. We've talked about it a bunch, how the Blues struggle against top teams and how they play well and kind of relatively beat the teams they should beat. It's just a matter of like, where do the Sens fall? They're kind of somewhere in the middle, I guess. So, it was more of a case of like, you're going to get a good effort from the Blues. They're more rested, haven't played since Tuesday. Sens are starting a goalie that I just don't trust in this spot and on a back-to-back. Yeah, I would have wanted to get on the Blues, but we're just not going to come close to the number that I would have wanted to get them at. So yeah, I don't necessarily I'm not looking to bet Ottawa either, but I don't disagree with getting on them at plus money here either. They are definitely the better team.
There you go, the drunken goon, Mary Lanen. I think
Mary
that's
Lanen.
Mary Lanen.
Yeah,
there you go.
Mary Lanen. All right.
Next up, let's go Habs Blackhawks. The Les Habitants minus 137. The Blackhawks plus 114. 6.5 total on FanDuel right now. Plus 114 over, minus 140 under on the 6.5. I think some money might have something, but Moretto, I want to let you tee up what we're looking at in this Habs Blackhawks game tonight.
So, can't in good faith give out a Habs bet at this price now. They've taken a bunch of money and it's run, it's gone. So it is what it is. The thing with this game is basically you have to be like your own judge here as to like what team are the Habs right now. Have they turned the corner? And like, are they actually a much better team now, or are they just kind of on a heater and playing really good hockey? That's kind of what it boils down to. They're obviously not this good. Like the level they've been at the last few games, 3-0 in, beating Florida, Tampa, and Vegas all on the road. 60% expected goal share, 5-on-5 in those games cumulatively. That's pretty insane to go and do that against three of maybe the best teams in the NHL. So that is not a level that they're at, and you can expect them to be at. But it's not. I wouldn't say it's just like a flash in the pan and a fluke either. I think that there's reason to believe that this sudden resurgence is very real. It's definitely not unprecedented. This is a young team that had a lot of new faces. Early growing pains and early struggles probably shouldn't have been surprising. Also had a lot of injuries early on. They are getting healthy now. They're getting guys back up to speed. Like Kirby Dach's been great. Again, Line A starting to find his legs a little bit at 5-on-5 after missing a bunch of time. Carrier in there has done a lot for their blue line, has given them a real shutdown pairing, freed up other guys to go and do their thing on the back end. What Hudson's done is unreal. Slav on that first line is where he fits and where he belongs. So it's not just these three games either. They've won 6 of their last 7 now. 56% expected goal share over that span. They are playing good hockey, and this is an extended spell of them playing good hockey where they have 4 lines they can roll. That Heineman, Armia, Evans fourth line, if you can call it a fourth line, has been scoring and contributing offense. They've been really good, responsible in their own end. So I do think that the Habs, their play ticking up is real. I think it's not just something that we can discredit and be like, yeah, whatever. They're just in a heater and they're going to tail off again. I do think there's something to this. They're obviously feeling the confidence right now. Montembeau's been more rested, so he's going to have a he hasn't played a ton, so you're going to get sort of the top of his game from him here. And the Blackhawks have just been kind of bad. Now, that being said, when it was like minus 120s to minus 125s kind of across the market, it was like I was gearing up to, go reach down, get the Habs hat on, do a whole thing or whatever. But we're not getting that number now. And I can't in good faith give out a Habs bet at this price. So nothing for me. Nothing on the total either, honestly, which is I'm kind of a boring slate for me so far. But like the Habs are playing well defensively and the Hawks are really struggling to generate. But the Habs are scoring a lot more too, and the Hawks can't get saves. So I can't really get there. I think the total is kind of lined pretty fairly here. So I have nothing on this game at this
Okay,
point.
so money. We just heard a in-depth rundown of what's going on with this team, with the Habs, and how we're kind of approaching this game here tonight. Do you have a bit of a different outlook on this one, or anything
Can we
to
mute
jump
him?
in
Because
with
I know
a bet?
can we mute him here?
I don't have a different outlook. I agree with everything that Alex has said, right? This is a Montreal team that I'm really looking forward to the young kids developing and going forward with them. However, everybody has a price, right? And we've just gone too far here, right? We're talking about a team being lined on the road at I'm seeing a minus 150 right now.
There
Right?
is a
Like,
minus 150 out there offshore. Yeah.
right? Like that's just egregious to me, right? Yes, Montreal should win this game. Montreal will probably win this game, but Montreal at minus 150, in my opinion, is not the bet to make, right? So I think we've gone too far. I will be betting Chicago. I bet them small earlier, but I'm waiting to see how far this goes before I make my proper bet on the Hawks. So it's strictly price related. Like I've got nothing to counter what Alex was saying. Like I like this Montreal team. I don't think that this is a flash in the pan. I do think that the way that they're playing right now is sustainable. They're not at a level that I feel that they're gonna suddenly tank again. Like this. They are playing well, and they will, in my opinion, continue to play well. But you just can't go betting these numbers thinking that a team is going to win, right? I will be betting the Hawks here.
Blackhawks plus 120 is being added to the card. Second best bet of the day here. So money. Charles wants to know, after you famously coined the Canadians as emerging, have they gone from emerging to excelling?
Not yet. Let's not get silly.
Oh.
They're still an emerging team. An excelling team right now is like the Devils and like the Avalanche, right? Like those are excelling teams. So the Montreal is still emerging. Chicago is developing, right? So we
That's
we
a
gotta
nice way to put it.
properly classify these teams here.
What is San Jose?
I will say, when the Habs win tonight and Ottawa loses, Montreal will be 1 point out of a playoff spot. Just something to keep in mind. 1 point out.
That's amazing. Yeah.
After the start they had, that's after I was sitting here lighting Marty on fire, calling for his job, I was a little bit hostile in those thoughts.
and it's well deserved too, right? Like it's not they're not backing into this. They are playing well, and they deserve to be where they are.
Yeah, and I mean it helps that no one in the East after that like top tier teams has been able to really stake their claim on a spot. Obviously the Rangers and Isles are a mess right now and stuff, so that's been kind of a little bit of a gift that it's actually wide open for that last spot right now.
Totally.
And like Mike says too, yeah, it says more about the East this year than about the Habs. I would agree with that.
Yeah, that's fair as well. Okay, next game, Anaheim and Edmonton. We have the Oilers currently at minus 450, the Ducks 350 on the other side. The total 6.5 on FanDuel, minus 128 to the over, plus 104 under. So money, you can kick us off here on this game tonight. Ducks, Oilers.
Yeah, we're getting
thoughts, bets.
we're we're getting those plus money unders, or right?
Mhm.
Or are we not there yet?
Plus money
Yeah.
6.5 is widely available, I'd say now.
I mean, come on, right?
Yeah.
So Anaheim's goaltending is there. We know how much Moretto especially loves the Oilers unders. Yeah, we got to go under here at plus money.
Mhm.
I don't. We touched on this briefly, but I did feel unlucky not getting that Ducks under. It was a tough way to go, and I don't see anything here. Um, yeah, I mean, we'll see Dostal in net. He's the Gibson has
Mhm.
been good, but Dostal has been outstanding. So
Yeah.
at plus money 6.5, we're there. So we gotta go the under here.
Moretto, you agree with this?
Yeah. This is a double best bet. The Ducks have been trending better defensively for a little bit now too. That's the other thing that like I know I like the Oilers unders, but like the Ducks have been playing better defensively. They're showing more on the back end, and they are still struggling to generate a 5-on-5, despite what some of these scores suggest. They are not getting a lot going. Like yesterday was very misleading. Obviously, we talked about that a few times now. Hellebuck was brutal. Anaheim got nothing going in that game. They beat Edmonton 5-3 the other day as well. That was also very misleading. Picard let in some really soft goals. That was a pretty bad performance from him. It will be Skinner tonight. And we will get Dostal, who's been great. This is also the first half of a back-to-back for Edmonton. They definitely don't need to overexert themselves here if they can avoid it. Just try and get in and get out with the 2 points. Getting plus money now at 6.5 is a go.
There you go. There's another one locked in here for the show today. Final game of the night. We've got Preds Canucks. We're seeing Nashville minus 152, the Canucks plus 126, 5.5 total, minus 122 over, plus 100 under right now. So money. I mean, I let Moretto take the lead on the Habs one. I'm going to let you take the lead on the Canucks one. What are you thinking in this game?
Yeah, I mean, this is another situation where this number's getting out of hand. I know the Canucks are on a back-to-back. Lankinen is probably going to start this game again after an overtime game, and Demko left the game last night. That was really, really tough for me to take.
A little friendly fire there too. It was such a nothing play.
Yeah. So that's yeah. I mean, kid can't stay healthy, right? And it's really tough to take. Like I feel really bad for him, and I feel really, really bad for myself, right? Like every time something goes well with this Canucks team, there's always the other shoe that has to drop, right? And now we're seeing it, and they blew a third period lead again, right? We've talked about this many times. There's Quinn Hughes minutes that see my whole desk is shaking here. I'm so fired up. There's Quinn Hughes minutes that you just cannot accurately allocate across this lineup right now, right? Those are 30 minutes easily that we're getting across defensemen that should be playing 10 minutes a game, and instead they're playing 16, 17 minutes, right? That adds up throughout the game. I was sitting there watching that game in the third period. It's 3-1. I was like, they're going to blow this lead, right? Like you can see it coming, right? And then Seattle gets that power play. You knew what was coming, right? So, but again, you have to look at the price. You have to look at the number. Yes, Nashville should win this game. Canucks don't play well at home as much, especially lately. We're getting out of hand. I'm not there yet on the Canucks. I do need a better number. I'm really hoping that we don't get there because I don't think this is a good situation for the Canucks. So right now I've got nothing. Over makes a little bit of sense at 5.5. I think that Lincoln and on a probably Lincoln on a back to back, and the way that the Canucks just cannot sustain good defensive hockey for a full 60 minutes. I don't think they should be priced at 5.5. I do need a little bit lower. So if the under takes more money, then I do want to bet the over in this game.
Okay, but nothing for you as of right now. Can continue to monitor throughout the day. Moretto, is there anything that you're jumping on at this point?
There is that 5.5 minus 118. I would bet an over on that. Especially just the way like even Nashville's defensive numbers have dipped a little bit. They're not playing as tight, and they're not necessarily getting the consistent goaltending from Saros, who will be starting here. Vancouver's offense is ticked up, and like we said, they just cannot defend consistently for 60 minutes. With who they have in the lineup right now, and obviously no Demko now too. So like I do like that over 5.5 minus 118. I don't know if there's a couple 120s as well. Which like I'm good with giving it out and betting it at that number.
Yeah, we can do that. 5.5 minus 120.
Okay, yeah. So I am good with that. I think that it makes a lot of sense in this spot. You just can't have this game lined at 5.5 right now. I agree with obviously that this is getting to a crazy spot with the Preds. I do think they win this game, which is the thing that it's not about, you're not betting teams, you're betting numbers, but like it's tough to back the Canucks in this spot, though we are getting to a point where this number is crazy now. And the one thing I'll say too is like Nashville's playing a lot better, but they don't know how to win hockey games still. Like that's another, like they still are, there's a lot of these games that they should be winning that they are finding ways to lose still somehow. So today could be very similar, but yeah, I'm just not betting it at this price right now. Still,
Okay,
going to show a little bit of restraint.
Yeah, 5 games. Sorry, 4 best bets for the show here today. The 4 best bets would be Sens money line plus 100, Blackhawks money line plus 120. Ducks, Oilers under 6.5 plus 105, and then we've got Preds, Canucks over 5.5 minus 120. Moretto, that's what happens. We got one day of a show without you, and we have all these bets, 5 best bets, 0 totals. The 2 totals that we could have had yesterday end up being head-to-heads for So Money and Albert, which Albert somehow miraculously goes 2-0 on the day. Which I don't think So Money will ever allow to happen again. But then
that's a sign for what's going to happen in the world this year. Oof, I'm
it's call it quits now. Shut it down.
Yeah,
shut it down. Yeah.
I will say I didn't have much yesterday in terms of totals though either. So that's okay. I only had I think 3 totals. I had that Bruins under, and then I had that Ducks under, and there was one more that I had the Sharks. Once Askarov was confirmed, I had the Sharks game under. That guy is very good.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so for those are the 4 best bets. Let's get to the anytime goal scorer parlay. Moretto, I think you've cooled off here since. I think that it has cooled off. So Money, let's go to you. Are there any players today that you're looking at for goal scorers before we go to Moretto? We'll give him an opportunity to warm up here, maybe think this thing through. We'll give the chat an opportunity here as well. But is there anything for you or E-Colts in the chat there as well for goal scorers today?
Nothing stood out for me today. I looked at it briefly, but there was nothing that stood out. I do want to. Charles had a comment here earlier in the chat with his with 2 futures.
Yeah. 2 futures to pitch to the show. Vegas Presidents plus 375. Opening the idea, they're good. And Habs Wings Jackets miss playoffs. Oh, Habs Wings Jackets, playoffs 10-1 or more range.
So that's all 3 to make the playoffs, right?
No. Yeah. Is this not?
Definitely not all 3 to make it. The price on all 3 to make it would be
should be more than 10-1.
Like 20,000 to 1, maybe. I think there's not 3 spots for those teams to make. I'm pretty sure it would be. He's saying like,
I see.
I think he's asking if we like one of them in that range. That would that's
Habs
how I at least.
Yeah, on FanDuel right now, I pull this up. That's my bad. Yeah, FanDuel right now, I pull this up. Habs 10-1, Blue Jackets 9-1, and then Red Wings just over 8-1.
I don't like the Jackets. This is going to come across bias. I don't like the Jackets. I don't really like the Wings either. I don't think the Habs make the playoffs, but if there was one that I was going to bet of those 3, it would be the Habs at 10-1. They have better goaltending than both those teams, considerably better goaltending than both those teams. I think they play better hockey than both those teams. Columbus is nowhere close to that conversation for me right now, personally. I'm not high on Detroit. I do think Detroit's a lot better than Columbus, but at the prices you're getting, I still think the Habs are better than the Wings.
Yeah, I think that Habs at 10-1. I think that I like that one. I think that makes a ton of sense. So yeah, I agree with Alex there. And Vegas to win the Presidents, I would need a little bit more there. Plus 375. Yeah, plus 375 in that conference, and with their schedule coming up, I would want a little bit more there.
Okay. There's better out there as well. There's higher, as Kevin says. Okay, where are we at? Let's go to goal scorers. Is there anything for either of you guys that's sticking out right now?
No.
Moretto. Give me God, not really, but
if you want a narrative one,
yeah, let's do it.
I just want to see what his numbers are like here. Yeah, he still played on the third line yesterday. So Kiefer Sherwood against the Predators.
Little revenge game.
Yeah, he did. He did play well against them last time they played as well. So if you're into that kind of thing, let's see what his number is here. Yeah, it's not a great number.
Okay.
No.
Mike says not. JT Miller has not scored since coming back from injury. Forsberg still scoreless in his last 50 shots on goal over 17 games.
Yeah, Forsberg might be good there.
Forsberg. Mike Bromberg says either Doc to show the other up.
We'd have to do Kirby if we're going to do that, because Colton is 370 at FanDuel, but he's like 450.
All right, let's go with Kirby Doc. Let's go Kirby Doc and Forsberg. We can put those two in. And then let's see. Evan Rodriguez, Charles says.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay, so Doc, Forsberg, Rodriguez, and we need one more. We can go Sens Blues or... one second. Sorry, I'm just trying to navigate to this here. Rodriguez, 330 in, and then the other games we could go. I'm trying to see what makes sense with anything. Nothing would really matter. With a Sens player, maybe.
Josh Norris.
All right. Sure. There you go. Josh Norris, plus 250. There's 4 legs. This will get us to Kirby Doc, Philip Forsberg, Evan Rodriguez, and Josh Norris. 4 legs. $10 on this pays $1,750. This is the first anytime goal scorer parlay of 2025.
I feel confident in saying this is not the one, but you never know at the same time. So
it's a year of confidence. This is the one.
Yes, we taught Albert yesterday. I'm confident
in saying that this is not the one. I say that with confidence.
We told Albert yesterday, we're like, come on, Albert, like, you got to have confidence. We need to change this in you. Moretto, you got to instill that here as well. You got to show with some confidence yourself. We can't be telling Albert to do it and then not have you.
I thought I said that with confidence, but fair enough. I guess I'll say it from the chest next time.
Okay, that's it for the show here today. 4 legs on the anytime goal scorer parlay. We start with Doc, Forsberg, Rodriguez, and Norris. When that one cashes, then we'll also be looking for our 4 best bets over separate there. We've got Sens money line plus 100, Blackhawks money line plus 120, Ducks Oilers under 6.5 plus 105, and Preds Canucks over 5.5 minus 120. That's it for the show here today. Weird to say tomorrow is the weekend. Feels like that's not the case just based on all these breaks and bouncing around and all that stuff, but it is. So we will be back on Monday for another edition of the show, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time for more picks and previews. Appreciate you guys for doing this. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Moretto, you got some before we go?
Monday night. So money? Canucks, Habs, Amazon Prime.
Oh, it's on Amazon Prime.
Yep.
Oh man, how come they don't put put it on like regular TV, man?
I don't know, but that's we might have to get 6 head-to-heads in that game. We'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
let's do it. That'll be fun.
All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll be back on Monday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. More picks and previews. Thank you, everyone. We'll be breaking down the game of the night. Canucks, Habs, Amazon Prime. Thanks for watching. As always, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe here to the channel. Enjoy the games tonight. Enjoy the games this weekend. Good luck in your bets.